Hello, welcome to an all-new DC cast. Explosion Network's hub for discussing all things DC Comics related, a place to talk about everything happening in Metropolis, Gotham, and beyond. I'm your host, Hobley. Joining me today is Blight.
Happy to be here and talk about how, people guessed this one in episode 2.
Yeah, it turns out people do pay attention to background actors.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about the latest episode of Peacemaker. So let's just dive in. Please be aware we'll be here talking about the plot themes and ending of the episode, so if you've watched it, come back later. With that said, let's jump into discussing Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 6, Ignorance is Chris. Written by James Gunn, also directed by James Gunn this week. Dylan, what do you think of this week's episode of Peacemaker?
Yeah, I mean, we're finally getting the balls moving on this story, I guess. It's so when I think whatever it was, episode 2, wasn't it, brought up I told you, like, oh, have you seen the going theory or
like
whatever
3
it
or
was?
4, yeah.
And I was sort of hopeful that would be true because at least that would sort of make sense and explain some things. So I'm glad that's the way that it's played out. I mean, I would say this is better than the last couple episodes. I think between the reveal, the balls finally dropping, and then we had a really good scene between Harcourt and Chris in the
Interrogation room.
Yeah, I guess.
Old holding room.
Yeah. And then there was a few good gags as well. Of course, everyone being blown up with cocaine, and just the two of them sitting in the what's his name? What's his superhero name? Vigilante. Yeah. Two vigilantes just going at it, and apparently being the only people that aren't really that much different between the different universes.
Well, with one major difference,
but one major difference that also makes sense, I guess, when you put in perspective, I guess. Good episode. I think it's definitely was a lot better than the last two that felt like it stretched the story thinner.
Obviously this one propelled the story forward more. It was a lot more interesting, and obviously we're getting a look at this Ultra Universe and everybody. Now having the 11th Street kids there as well. Was really interesting. Obviously, we also get a very clear look at the life behind Vigilante. And it's as wild and odd as you kind of expect it to be. We do get a massive cameo as well in this episode, which who knows what ramifications that'll have. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good episode of Peacemaker. Setting up what should be an exciting final couple episodes. Let's talk about what happened in the episode. The 11th Street kids set up the dimensional portal at Adrian's home and head to the other dimension to try and get Chris home. Obviously, going to Vigilante's place because nobody knows who Vigilante is. We get to meet Vigilante's mother, who is a very nice lady.
Yeah, the sweetest woman.
Sweetest woman, but Vigilante does not want to have a bar of her, and apparently has told her that he is dating hardcore, and they had to break up because she is too slutty, which Harcourt was just not a fan of, and was a very awkward conversation.
My favorite bit there was just he ran out of friends to play D&D with, so she had to step in.
I'm a 40th level cup.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah,
I don't think you can get up to 40.
I don't think so either. But
yeah, he wanted to keep playing, so she kept going.
Home rules.
Also, you must be economist. You don't seem that dorky. Yeah, I mean, of course, Adebayo is so like warm and nurturing, like wanting to give her a hug straight away and all that kind of stuff.
Also, just the fact he's got his fucking. You're about to go inside, but yeah, I was like, of course he's just as silly as that character is. Just in his weird mind, he's like, no, I can't use this money. This is blood money.
Yeah, so we go into his hidden room. It's filled with all the drugs and money he's seized from criminals he's taken down, including a giant stack of cocaine, which becomes very important. Of course, none of the other 11th Street kids are as, unwilling to take the money as he is. And as soon as his back is turned, they're just stuffing money in any pocket they possibly can. But yes, they do set up the door, and apparently it's not as difficult to set up as Chris made it seem. Not that challenging because Adebayo is very easily able to put together in a room that currently leads to a collection of BDOs that vigilantes can the market is about to bounce back from. And apparently his favorite one is the ostrich.
As sure as that information as he is random crocodile facts.
Yeah, alligator facts. Alligators have full stomachs.
It's a cow.
And yes, like we saw a couple episodes ago, when you set up the door, it causes a giant explosion or like a force wave, which proceeds to coat them all in cocaine.
I mean, saw that coming.
Apparently, none of them inhaled any of the cocaine miraculously, but covered in it.
Every time they cut to another shot of the table with the coke sitting there and they're setting up the door, I'm like, yep, well, that's about to go everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So they managed to go through the dimensional portal. The old mate alien from next door is still there. Still not saying hello to anybody. They're able to find the alternate Peacemaker universe, and they go through. So Adrian manages to find his dimensional. No, hang on. To head to the alternate universe to get Chris home. So they, as soon as they get in, Keith walks in on Harcourt in Chris's room, and after having one of the most awkward conversations that I think I've ever seen,
you would love that.
Yeah, Keith agrees to take Harcourt to Argus. Yeah. Just so many bad choices. He chose to give me this snow globe. It's just weird that our mother gave it to me on a dying deathbed.
They knew each other really well, though.
Yeah, we were close. She died when she was 2. She's a ghost. She pawns stuff. Fucking hell. So Adrian's big plan is he's going to go find his dimensional counterpart, and that he thinks that will solve all his problems.
I mean,
he leaves Economist and Adebayo.
He's not wrong.
I mean, yeah. So he leaves Adrian and Adebayo to stick around the house. All right. So Keith takes Harcourt to Argus, but she's apprehended after a dog smells cocaine on her. Just as Chris is entering, Argus. They end up at the holding cell together. Chris confesses his love for Harcourt, but doesn't want to leave the alternate universe. Really powerful scene. I think some of Harcourt's best of this series so far. The scene. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
I agree. I mean, obviously, it's the most. It's sometimes hard to get a lot out of characters when you sort of write yourself, I think, into a corner. If you write a character that's meant to be a hard ass and shows nothing, because then it's like, okay, well, they show nothing. It sort of becomes annoying. So, having finally seeing some cracks through that thick skin helps.
Yeah,
humanize a character who can come off as just
a cold-hearted bitch.
Cold-hearted, yeah.
After it turns out there's no blood, no drugs, no blood system, she's allowed to leave. She is very unsettled by the fact there is no people of color in this office. And, leading up to the end of the episode, he sees a flag on his desk, but when he fully unfurls it, it's not the stars and stripes, it's the stars and swastikas. Stripes and swastikas. And then it turns out, yes, this is a Nazi universe. Which is also hinted at by the fact that, one, Adebayo is taking a stroll around town and is getting death stares from a bunch of white people. And now, at the end of the episode, is being chased down by a bunch of white supremacists, including Keith, Chris's brother. Yes, that is the one sticking point between the two vigilantes. They're not best friends. This universe's vigilante is not best friends with Peacemaker. We assume because he isn't a white supremacist. And also, Thomas has been found by Agee, who proceeds to stick a knife through his hand. Thomas just spills the beans straight away.
Yep.
So shit's about to hit the fan, to put it lightly.
It looks like he's believing him. Like,
yeah, a lot of people tend to tell the happen to tell the truth when they've got a knife sticking through their hand.
No, I mean,
I think.
he's not like, that's a crazy ass thing to say. He's, you know.
Yeah, not many people come up with crazy lies when they've got a knife sticking through their hand.
It's still a wild thing to say. I'm from an alternate dimension and here looking for seeing you killed your son.
I don't know. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so I guess, definitely setting it up for what will be a very interesting last couple of episodes. Also interesting that there was the cold open to this episode, which was, the top trio and Harcourt kind of, all having lunch together. A bunch of kids coming up to get a selfie. But then when they take the selfie, it's like everybody's face is sort of melted. Like maybe it was obviously, symbolic of the eventual mask that every masks that were about to be revealed at the end of the episode. Interesting start of the episode. I also enjoyed Vigilante going to this alternate universe house and just seeming to be enthralled with all the tiny differences.
Yeah. What
even
are these
stuff
ducks
that is
even doing? Or whatever.
What are you guys? 6 cats? What do you even talk about?
My dad's not gay here. That's crazy.
You're a chipmunk in my universe. It's a fucking squirrel. What's the difference? And then just being so surprised that all the keys work.
Yeah.
And yes, that the interaction between the two vigilantes, very wholesome and very concerning at multiple times, including when they're talking about having to go inside because of the cloud man watching them, or not being able to pee while something's touching their butt.
Yeah, which happens all the time.
It happens all the time, and he looks down on people who see otherwise. I mean, the only other B plot is obviously Flag Senior is concerned that they've got no trace of Peacemaker anymore. Judo Master is uncontactable. So he makes a very, very big play. He goes to Belle Reve and has a meeting with Lex Luthor, in which he asks him if he has anything that could help him find the dimensional portal. With his biggest offer being to move him from a meta-human filled prison to,
There seems to be more than that implied, but
yeah, but it seems like they're in partnership with Lex Luthor now.
Yeah,
is the gist of it.
He said redemption, so whatever that.
Redemption, yes. Definitely leading to maybe some Man of Tomorrow shit. Who knows? But yeah, I was very surprised. I was like, I wonder who they were going to get. I thought it was going to be maybe somebody else related to the actual Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Like as this person's like limping through the screen, I was trying to think, who would be. And I'm sitting there, like as he's like bending down, I was like scanning my brain, trying to think of like what Suicide Squad characters or like, you know what I mean, like someone that'd be helpful. And when he sat down, I was like, oh, I never would have even thought to.
No, Lex was not even on my top 3. No. Not even a consideration. So
not even a consideration. But I mean, it's kind of cool that you got the big player. You got one of the big players, I guess, in the DC appearing in the show. So continuing that connective tissue without it being ultra cameo glorified, sort of. Like it makes sense that he would go visit him. It doesn't feel rushed or pushed to have a cameo.
No. Also, his head was shaved at the time, so might as well.
Might as well go. Yeah.
Yeah, because it seemed like they were almost shot.
Yeah, they were shooting at the same time.
Almost.
They were, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my question without notice, do we think we're going to get a Superman cameo the last 2 episodes?
I'd be shocked. More like
I don't know. We've seen pictures of David Cornsweet with Peacemaker in the costume. Like they gave him a set visit while in costume.
I don't know.
I don't know how it would fit, but...
Yeah, I don't know how it would fit. That would feel like fourth cameo. Like, I can't think of any scenario that would make sense currently.
Yeah. I know. I did also enjoy that of Lex being in this universe, or this part of the universe, and like being able to describe the terrible things that are happening in the bunk next to him every night.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I'm really enjoying the. I know we spoke about it before, but I do really enjoy how this universe, the new DC universe, is like, it's just the characters switch on and off being PG or M-rated based on what they're in and
location.
Yeah, location. So just Lex being like the butt fucking from the fucking like whatever the
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember the exact line, but yes, it
Yeah.
was not PG.
No, definitely not PG. But no, I enjoy that still. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I guess what are your expectations for these last couple episodes?
Well, I'm assuming Vigilante's sort of going to be the savior. Or Vigilantes are going to be the savior, to be honest, if I was to guess.
Yeah.
And maybe another cameo as part of the group he said he's part from. Maybe there's this world version of some of the characters pop up. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Like, is it just going to be escape from the dance universe and that's the end of it? Or are they going to make some major changes? You know? Is he going to kill the other top trio members in this universe as well? It's like, oh no.
Funny. No, I mean, they're not going to fix the universe because that feels larger than life, sort of.
It's not possible. Yeah.
It's not possible, yeah.
Yeah, I also wonder how this Rick Flag thing is going to play out. Like, Rick Flag Senior thing, you know? Is it going to be resolved? Are they going to, like, come to a resolution by the end of the season? I don't know.
I feel like the only way it could get anywhere, you'd have to have Harcourt really, like, break out and explain her thoughts more in a truly open and emotional way to him to even get through. But yeah.
Yeah, can't see that happening. All right, let us know what you thought of this latest episode of Peacemaker by finding us on social media at explosionnetwork.com/follow. If you want to help us out here at All New DC Cast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. Anywhere can leave 5 stars or just help out the show. And if you want to help the Explosion Network out financially, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/supports. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you watch next week's episode of Peacemaker and join us next time for another All New DC Cast.